not wish that we considered Harris, Shelton, Hanover, and Walsh. Can you speak to Walsh?
I've already spoken.
Express that interest. Well, I think that we went through the interview process, so that might be a good thing to hear your opinion now. As a previous board member, you had an opportunity to work with that firm. No,
My dissatisfaction over that with that firm goes back to the resolution that was written in June of last year in relation to our police chief language, and I think they know that. I think they misled our board. I personally don't think that they wrote the resolution to our satisfaction with an end date on that interim position. And I'm still upset about that. I'm not an attorney. We relied on them and their firm to draw on that intent of that resolution. That's my opinion.
And it's my understanding that that was solely Barbara Lapidus, correct? That wrote that resolution?
No, because that was reaffirmed by Will that he upheld the language of that resolution.
After it was written?
Yep.
So that was just an interpretation of the resolution as it was written?
He made an interpretation as it was written. And with the way the sunshine laws are written, I'm not able to discuss that with you guys and girls, unless it's in a public format. And
I think that's been discussed in one of our meetings.
exactly right. So I'm not real pleased with that firm, but it has no bearing on anyone in particular. I just think the citizens of Millington have voted for almost a complete board changeover. And I think changes are needed, and I think that's one of them.
Just for point of clarification in future instances, if we're not happy with how a resolution is drafted, we have an opportunity at the next board meeting before the minutes are approved to adjust that wording before it becomes part of the public record, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Well, Mayor, historically, the mayor has suggested an attorney to be appointed, and we're not, or correct? So I would like to hear your opinion on this, because personally, I know that this process was outside the framework of the charter, not necessarily specified by the charter, but I would like to hear your feeling on this. Usually, this would be your executive prerogative to suggest that.
Well, I don't know if we've ever had a process set up for that. You know, normally it's just been continued on, like Mr. McKinney said, 24 plus years. It's just been continued on without having to even worry about it. I think emails already been sent out today in order to do a format that wanted to be followed. So I don't know if I should try to instigate that one way or the other. So I think that nobody else is going to have a discussion. Maybe we should just move forward.
Well, I would like to hear your opinion as a member of the as a previous mayor's board of aldermen, understanding these attorneys. I know that you've had an opportunity to work with both, and you have a relationship with both. I would like to, with all the firms involved.
No, I can't say that. So.
Is it reasonable to ask your opinion on this one?
Well, I didn't do as much research as Mike did, so I don't know that I would be able to do that.
He's not going to tell you.
It sounds like, based on what Mike's research showed, that the younger attorneys didn't have a rating, and you didn't have a rating for Mr. McKinney, who said that, right, because you didn't know he was going to say what he said. And he did say that he would now be involved in the day-to-day advising of Millington. So if we're going to use that rating, we'd have to have his rating before we actually used it to be the judge or to determine it. I would think.
I don't think that makes anything.
I'm just saying. I'm just getting
That's just a tool.
along. Everything
gonna
else
make
is
their own
on record.
decision. That's what I'm just saying that I don't think that rating had any
I
bearing
was gonna say,
whatsoever.
I think Angie's List is a great tool depending on what you're looking for, but I'm not sure most corporations and governmental entities would go to Angie's List for a recommendation. I think that was started more for individuals looking for, well, for almost a better business bureau type thing, but not for professional services in this context for a corporation or a governmental entity. I mean, it's still relevant, just maybe a different audience.
Any other discussion?
Let's vote.
Ms. Huffman?
I see no need to change with our other changes we have, so my vote is to continue with the firm representing us for 24 years, which is Harris Shelton, Hanover Walsh.
Mr. Hawkins?
Mr. Perkins.
Mr. Dakin?
Mr. Perkins.
Mr. Dakin?
Mr. Perkins.
Mr. McGee?
Hanover Walsh.
Mr. Ford?
Mr. Perkins.
Mr. Carruthers?
Lang Weissman.
Mr. Perkins has 4.
Okay. Ms. Wiseman had one and Mr.
And
Wright
White
two.
had 2.
Okay. So that was majority.
Mayor, you want to read the resolution so everybody knows?
Just go. He's not on his hand.
Resolution 12-2013, resolution appointing the city attorney. Whereas the board desires to appoint a city attorney and he or she has agreed to serve in such capacity, now therefore it be resolved by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Millington, Tennessee, Mr. Charles Perkins, and he is hereby appointed to serve as the Millington City Attorney. This resolution is adopted 25th day of February 2013. Motion to accept.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Roll call.
Mr. Hawkins?
Aye.
Mr. Dakin?
Aye.
Mr. Dakin?
Aye.
Mr. McGee?
Aye.
Mr. Ford?
Aye.
Mr. Carruthers?
Aye.
Ms. Huffman?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.
A motion.
Second.